guys? Tom is back with another LinScents video, and the wifey is here as well again. And man, what a lovely day. The snow is melting here in Wisconsin, so eventually spring will be here. We can finally bring out our spring and summer fragrances, but until then we still gotta kind of wear the winter and fall stuff right now. But we are actually drinking a nice cup of coffee from this museum in Dubuque, Iowa. If you ever get a chance, go out there and check it out. And by the way, we did a nice fresh cleaning on the coffee machine, and I might have to say that does make a difference. I just kind of thought, you know, there's something different between each batch, and I'm just like, what's going on here? And then finally did a deep cleaning on it, and it does actually make a difference.
It does, definitely.
And now, one thing about this coffee too, before I get into the fragrances, is I actually sprinkle a little bit of salt in the actual coffee grounds. Okay, not too much like you're sprinkling a steak. Okay, just like a tad bit, and that kind of takes out the bitterness of the coffee. So you can tell it's not as bitter.
It's definitely not bitter. So it's smooth.
It's a very smooth cup of coffee. Well, let's get into the fragrances that we're going to be discussing today. And by the way, check out tomorrow. Tomorrow we will definitely have that giveaway. I'm giving you guys a whole day to get into that giveaway sweepstakes. So remember to be a part of that. You just got to watch the last video and follow the directions.
Yep.
But today we got a side-by-side comparison between two fragrance clone houses, if you will. Okay, now when it comes to fanboys, there's no bigger amount of fanboys than Dior and Dapper. And we have a Dapper fragrance in front of me and the Alexandria fragrance. They are both trying to dupe Dior Homme Intense. And so I got that one here. This is the Dapper version right here. You can see it does say Dior Intense right there. And then Alexandria, which is this Velvet Iris. So if you go on their website, you look up Velvet Iris, you will find it. It's supposedly a clone of Dior Homme Intense. Now, I don't have an actual bottle of Dior Homme Intense, so I can't tell you which one smells closest. However, after doing research, they both almost have the same identical notes, except this one has a pear in the opening, and this one does not, but this one has a vanilla at the base, and this does not. Everything else is pretty much spot on, but this one is actually closer to Dior because it has that pear, okay? So this one is actually closer, but we're not here to say which one smells closer because again, obviously I don't have the real thing in front of me, but we are here to see which one smells better.
Are you telling me you don't have the real thing because you're looking for it as a gift?
I am, but if I feel like either one of these do something really well, like if she really finds both of them really attractive and sexy, there would honestly be no point of me going out there to grab a $120 bottle of fragrance. So that's the main thing with Alexandria and Dapper, is that these are for people who don't want to spend a ton of money, okay? And a lot of times with these fragrances, now if you look at it, I have a dry down actually of both of these, and if you can see both hands, this is about 30 minutes ago, and they both still look like I've put like nice some lotion on right there.
Yeah. Yep.
So as you can see, which one kind of looks shinier, or are they about the same, do you think?
I think they're both glistening the same, right?
There you go. So that was about 30 minutes ago. Obviously, both are using a higher concentration of oils than actually Dior itself. Dior probably uses about 15 to 25. These are probably above 30%. So let's get right into it, okay? So again, I do have a dry down. The dry down is on the left hand of Dapper, okay? And the right hand is this Velvet Iris. But I'm going to give her a fresh spray, and then she can kind of smell the dry down as well and see which one she likes better. So we'll start with the Dapper. What does she think of it?
It's a nice sprayer.
Now, before I get into that smell, I'll let her smell it too real quick, which my arm is pretty much like dripping right now, if you can see it. When it comes to bottles, okay, I'll give this the edge, well, only based off of how the bottle looks. However, I would give it this the full edge because, think about it, if I was to drop this bottle at any angle, this thing is pretty much done, okay? If I drop it and it cracks, I'll be losing all the oil. Here, if I get lucky and drop it on the corner right here, you see that, these corners, these edges, I'd probably get lucky and have all the oils in there because they've got this thick like kind of barrier of glass right here. So that's why I kind of like this one a little bit better. But the overall bottle, the look of it, this one kind of looks dope. It's got that cool little design.
Like
but
a diamond or something.
So I'm gonna spray this one on this side as well. On this side. Okay, so there's Dapper. And then here's Alexandria on the right.
Oh, I like the way that one came off first, actually.
Man, like the weird thing is they both smell very similar. They kind of come off kind of green at first, like almost like a green. Like this one almost, if you really dive deep into it, almost kind of comes off as like a cucumber type smell. You kind of get cucumber a little bit.
I do now that you
like there is pear in here, and that probably could be what it is. That pear and that there's vetiver in here, some cedarwood, I believe, as well. They both have that iris, which is going to give it a waxy smell as well. So again, that's Dapper on the left.
Okay. I think I know my favorite one.
Now, okay, so as far as opening, okay, like I've read in some research, people think the one from Alexandria is a little harsh. I haven't read up any reviews on this Dapper one yet. However, I don't find the Alexandria one harsh. I find it like
it's very
really crisp in the opening. You do get that crispness probably from that pear. Then you do get this waxy smell. And when I said earlier, it kind of smells like a cucumber. It kind of does. If you really just like inhale it, it kind of has this cucumbery pear iris waxy smell to it that I personally enjoy. The Dapper one doesn't quite have that crispness that one has to me. Now it's probably got more depth to it. I'd give it that. This Dapper, it's probably got more depth in it, but this just comes off crisp. That iris, that lipsticky note, which I really like a lot. So again, Dapper. Velvet. So the opening, which one do you like better?
Actually, like at first I thought I was gonna like the Dapper one more because it was kind of pungent, but then when I smelt this Alexandria, it actually smells really good. I like that opening better.
Like I said, there's that. I believe that's the only difference. Pretty much is that Alexandria has a pear note in the middle. The Dapper has a vanilla note at the base. That's pretty much where they pretty much both are different. That's it. Everything else is pretty much spot on as far as the opening, the notes, breakdowns, and stuff like that. However, it's just to me that pear in this one kind of gives it that nice little crispness that I really enjoy with that. Then you get that nice waxy smell. Again, some people said they hated this Alexandria. Me personally, I enjoy it. I enjoy the Dapper as well. They're both really great clones of whatever they're trying to do. Again, now I've smelled Dior L'Homme Intense probably 3 years back, and it's probably been a little bit too long to actually say which one gets closer. But if these are honestly supposed to be a clone of that fragrance, and they both smell as good as they do, then I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna, pretty much most people that don't know Dior L'Homme Intense are not gonna be able to tell the difference anyway. So, with that being said, a woman just passes by and smells both of these, they're gonna think that smells great. So now we're gonna go to the dry down. Now these again have been there for now about 40 minutes now. So this again is Dapper.
Okay.
Alexandria. See, I still get that nice little crispness from that Alexandria, just a little bit. This is more like a smooth, and I think where that smoothness is probably coming with this Dapper is that vanilla that I'm not really getting from Alexandria. That smooth, kind of like just a touch sweet. Whereas that Alexandria, I'm still getting just like this nice crisp. Man, it's tough. They're both really close. That's the Dapper again.
I'm going to have to give it to Alexandria as well.
I'd have to give it to that as well. I mean, like I said, there's the only difference. One's got pear in the middle, one's got vanilla at the base. Okay, so Dapper does not have pear at all. Alexandria does not have vanilla at all. So that's where they pretty much differ. However, everything else as far as note breakdown is very similar. But again, if you've never smelled Dior L'Homme Intense, okay, if you don't have the money to grab it, both of these are really great options. You can grab both of these for the price of the one bottle of Dior L'Homme Intense, okay? So you can have both. You can have that differential with the pear and then the vanilla, okay? So you can have two different variants, if you will, of this fragrance. You probably got enough to buy actually one more bottle of fragrance from Alexandria or Dapper. You can probably get 3 bottles of something from Dapper for the price of Dior L'Homme Intense. So, I mean, unless you got to really have that Dior L'Homme Intense, which a lot of frag heads, I think the reason why we still go out to get the designer fragrances is because at the end of the day, sometimes the bottles just look very nice in a collection, okay? Like, compared to just looking at that in a collection or something that just stands out like a Dior L'Homme Intense bottle, there's obviously a difference between the two.
And they're
as far as looks.
Pieces too.
And yeah, they are. And then, but you know, the thing is that anytime I have given anyone a bottle of this just to smell, they are blown away by Alexandria fragrances. They're blown away by Dapper fragrances. So, you know, again, a lot of people that aren't, so much into fragrances, or maybe they just only know designers, if you give them these ones, they will definitely be satisfied with these as well. But with that being said, both are going to be great performers. It both got high quality oils. Again, my hands are still pretty shiny. Like, my hands really don't shine like this.
Ever.
Even when I put like lotion on or anything like that, they don't glisten as much as this. Alexandria one seems like it's fading a little bit more.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought that one was a little stronger.
You think so?
Let me smell one more time. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, this one I can smell a lot stronger than that one. But I guess it's dependent on your nose, too.
I think this one is a little stronger still off the skin. And again, it's, to me, the biggest difference is just that pear. I think kind of gives it this nice crispness. Again, with that irisy, waxy, lipsticky type smell. I'm going to have to give the win to Alexandria as well. Now, that's not because I find Dapper boys a little bit too full of themselves. It's just that, honestly, I really do think this one smells a little bit better. And, they're probably both about the same price. I think I got this one for about $62, which was probably maybe a little pricey. But if you're getting those high quality oils, the wifey is looking at me like $62 for this little thing. That little thing. However, I think this one could be had for $30, but I think this is only a 1 ounce. So this is a 1.7. So there's a difference, 7.7 ounces difference. But with that being said, we are going to go out and enjoy this weather. Man, if you've been having that horrible weather and all of a sudden you get this big warm up and you're sitting in the house, you really need to
get out.
Go get your head checked, because, man, whenever we get like some 50-degree weather in Wisconsin in the middle of February, we are outdoors because we don't see this often. So we got to get out there and enjoy it. And that's what we're going to do. But with that being said, we're going to get up out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that video. Now, the wifey, she did promise me a few Dossier or some other fragrances, and maybe she'll get herself a couple of them. And then once we get all of those in, we can kind of do a collab of her fragrances and mine together.
See how
so
he snuck that in there, because now he's gonna bring it up in video. See,
the last time she was supposed to buy me a fragrance, she waited almost like 4 months to get it, and she only got it because I kept begging her about it.
Let me tell you guys, I told him it was at my discretion and I should be able to choose, because when I told him, I was like, well, babe, I want that Lancome Idol, because I've been wanting that one, or the Victor and Rolf Bonbon. He's like, I'll get it for you. And then he comes home with something totally different.
I brought her Dossier back, which is good.
But it wasn't even like the clone. It was something he thought it was nice. But
it was a good one.
They were good. But I didn't ask for YSL. I asked for the Lancome Idol or that Victor and Rolf Bonbon. So when I buy a fragrance, see, I take my time. I read about it. I kind of browse through his collection and see what he doesn't have. And then I buy. And she
still brings the same one back. But we're going to get up out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys did, hit the likes, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you next time. Peace out. Yeah.